What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone is having a great end to the weekend, man. Hope you guys had a great Sunday. You guys already know what time it is, baby. It's another live 2022 fantasy football mock draft with you guys, of course, with the Catch fam. Tonight we've got a 14-team full PPR mock. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna talk some fantasy football. So you guys know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button, of course, if you are new to the channel. Hop in the live chat, man. Let me know what's popping. Let me know how everyone is doing. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up sleeper news. I mean, we had some preseason action today. Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau injured knee today. See what happens here. Michael Thomas dealing with a hamstring injury issue. Maybe not injury necessarily, but issue. So we've got that going on. Drew Lock could start week 3 if he's feeling okay. Okay, interesting. Tom Brady, for all the Tom Brady fanatics out there, in terms of, is Brady going to play this season? Where is Brady? Should return very shortly. So there you go. Khalil Herbert is back and participating today after leaving practice early yesterday. Let's see here. We got this last night. Gesicki less of a focal point. Interesting. So nothing crazy today. You know, just looking around, and I didn't watch a ton of preseason today, but I did watch a little bit, and I kept up with highlights and everything. But in terms of things that are going to impact, you know, fantasy news directly, I mean, we've got the Eagles' backfield looking like a complete mess in terms of, I mean, they look fine from from a football perspective. From a fantasy perspective, they look scary. So, in terms of just using more than, you know, I mean, we're going to be seeing Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, and probably Miles Sanders when he's healthy all get touches within that offense. So, outside of that, I didn't really see anything that I think is noteworthy, but you guys let me know in the chat if there's anything I'm missing. So, all right, so for tonight, obviously the draft is not filled. So we're trying something a little bit different tonight. At 11 p.m. sharp, I'm going to drop the link in the YouTube chat for tonight's mock, and that way you guys can hop in that way. I just want to try it out, see how this works and everything, so we'll get that going in just a couple minutes here. And try and change it up a little bit tonight. All right, Godfather's in the house. What's good, my dude? Hello, hello. Derek, what's going on, my dude? What up, what up? Andrea, hello. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Mr. Sarcastic, how we doing, man? Let's see here. Derek, how'd your draft today, man? How'd it go? Let us know. Post your team up on Discord as well. Prey in the building was good, my guy. Let's see here. Derek says team came out pretty good. Love to hear it. Brian's my day to see emoji Stephen. Devin, yes, anyone can join tonight. Well, the link's going to be dropped, so in 3 minutes. So whoever gets to it first gets to it, and that's about it. So hopefully you can join. I don't know how quickly this is going to go. When we post them on Discord, they're filled. Like the last 2 weeks, they've been filled in about 60 seconds. So I think you guys will do a pretty good job of getting it filled tonight. So after every spot is filled, I'll randomize the order from there, just so you guys know. So whatever spot you fill won't be your exact pick necessarily. So yeah, business as usual, guys. I'm excited for tonight's mock. The Catch Fam Tournament drafts kick off tomorrow. Oh, that's the wrong league. 1 day, 1 minute, 40 seconds. So if you are in league number 2 for the Catch Fam Tournament, you're drafting tomorrow. So I hit you guys up on Sleeper today. I mean, you guys have had the date and time way ahead of time. So just so you guys know, I will be changing this to 11:10 p.m. I'm going to be doing this for each draft. I'm going to be changing the start time to 10 minutes out to give everyone a 10-minute grace period to hop in. If you guys are not here by 11:10, then we're starting without you. If everyone is here before 11:10, then we'll start as soon as everything's filled, and then we'll go from there. So I'm so excited for this, guys. I really am. League number 3 drafted in 2 days. League number 4 drafted in 3 days. And league number 1 drafted in 4 days. Did I just get that backwards? League number 4 drafted in 3 days. Yeah. So I'm so excited, man. I really am. All right, I see that Derek posted his team on Discord, so I'm going to take a look at it. And then I'll drop the link to tonight's draft. All right, let's see. Derek, we got, there's your bench. Let's start at the top. Stafford, Hall, Mitchell, Chase, Gabe Davis, Kelsey, Mooney, Elijah Moore, Raiders defense. Pierce, Lazard, Carter, Captain Kirk, Julio, and Robinson. Oh, and he drafted J-Mo, threw him on the IR. I like it. Yeah, I think that's a good squad. As long as you're happy with them, man. I mean, you got 1, 2. In terms of running backs, clicking all over the place here. Running back might be slightly thin, but you got some good late round value, you know. You got your guy, Breece Hall. Receivers look great, man. Obviously, tight end, you got huge positional advantage. Good value at quarterback. Receivers look really good, man. Chase, Davis, Mooney, Elijah Moore in the flex. I keep clicking the wrong one. I'm sorry, guys. 2 late-round quarterbacks. Julio on the bench, Lazard on the bench. I love Dameon Pierce as an RB3. Carter and Robinson look like good value where he got them. So I think it's a good-looking squad. All right, I'm dropping the link to tonight's mock. And 3, 2, 1, go at it, you animals. Senior Cinnabon in the house. Hey, John, how's it going? I'm excited for tomorrow's draft. I'm going to destroy League 2. Let's go, man. Love to see it. I'm excited for you guys as well, man. I'm excited to have you guys in the leagues as well, man. It's going to be a good time. All right, look at you guys go. Let's get this thing filled up. John Does Fantasy, love your channel. I got breakdowns on my channel on players like Saquon Barkley and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love to see it, man. Appreciate the feedback, man. It is moving you guys all over the place. Curious your thoughts on those players. I like Saquon a lot. I'm a fan of Saquon for sure. And in terms of Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm also a huge fan. Yeah. It just kind of depends on the price for him, but St. Brown's ADP is great. Saquon is moving up on a lot of draft boards for people, but I'm still a fan of Saquon as like an RB2, without a doubt. If you want to go heavy at receiver early, could end up being a great RB1. I mean, obviously the injury concerns are there, but yeah, I love both players, to be honest, at their current ADP. All right, guys, we got 2 spots left. 2 spots left. Get them filled. Senior Cinema, can I put in my jersey order after we draft tomorrow? For sure, bro. You can let me know what player you want. It does, if I didn't clarify, it has to be a player on your fantasy team to keep it in line. Jay Fitness, what's up, bro? I will be randomizing the draft order, just so you guys know. Chase Brown, I know I asked earlier, but I got 5th pick and a 10 full PPR. Do you need me to do a video? Oh, I'm leaning JJ. I'm tempted to go RB first round. Yeah, I'd be tempted to go running back as well. Sam, do you take McLaurin as top 20 receiver and someone who will put up the majority of Washington's points this year? Yeah, for sure. Top 20. Where did he finish last year? Yeah, I'd probably put Scary right outside the top 20. Because I like Dotson a lot as well. But close. Yeah, and I think Dotson's a really good ADP where you can land him right now. All right, guys, one more spot for tonight's mock. Link is in the chat. Let's get it filled. Yeah, this was a 12 team. That would have taken literally like 30 seconds. Chase, what are your thoughts assuming JT, CMC, Cup, and Eckler are gone? So if you're going to go running back, you know, I would say it's probably Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, and Mixon are probably in the mix. Could be really ballsy and go for DeAndre Swift if you've been watching enough Hard Knocks. If you go receiver, and it's JJ or Chase, right? So really in a 10 team, like, you do have the ability to turn around You know, so you're at 1.5, so in the second and third, you're going to get pretty good value. Like, I would just say if you start with the running back, go receiver in the second. If you start with the receiver, go running back in the second. Come out of your first 4 rounds with 2 running backs and 2 receivers at the end of the day. All right, so Sethy C saves the night. Shout out to Seth. Let's go ahead and randomize the draft order. Then we will kick off another live 2022 Fantasy Football Mock Draft. All right, there's your draft order. Chris here at 1.1. Seth here at 1.2. We got all green dots. Everyone's in the chat, so let's get this thing kicked off. And there we go. All right, if I go JJ at 5, I'm going to go running backs the next 2 rounds. I think that's fine, but don't be surprised if JJ is gone by the time you draft at 5. But if he's there, I think JJ at 5 is great. I mean, you're going to have fancy managers who go JJ over Cup. So even if you go Cup or JJ at 5, I think you can still land 2 solid running backs in the second and third. But for me in the first round, like, I really like Diggs and Adams at the end of the first, don't get me wrong. But if Chase, Cup, or JJ are there, I'm definitely considering them. But if they're not, I'm going running back no matter, like, at the end of the day, for sure. But if those 3 receivers are there, it's going to be really, really tough. Really tough for me. Looking at tonight's draft, we start with all running backs for the first 5 picks. JT, CMC, Eckler, Najee, and Derrick Henry gone. Let's see here. Sharma, what we got here? What do you think about Mike Evans versus Debo? Probably, I'm starting to worry slightly about the Buccaneers just because every time I open my phone, they have a new offensive lineman getting injured. But I don't know how much it's going to affect the passing game necessarily. I mean, it does affect things, but I love Mike Evans. I think Evans, you could probably get at a little bit of a better ADP, a little bit of a better value, and probably a little bit more consistency on the season. But the thing with Debo is, I mean, his upside is still there. Like, if we didn't have the massive contract dispute, I feel like Debo would be going in the first round. All right, let me select a player very quickly. Gosh, see, Adams and Diggs sitting here is just like so tempting every time. I'm gonna go with the running back though, because I know you guys are gonna eat up the running back position. So I don't mind Debo. I think he brings maybe a little bit more boomer bust type play style, a little bit more. I mean, although he was very consistent last year, right? It is just kind of perplexing. Like, I really felt like after Debo got re-signed, he'd move back into the end of the first. So I'd probably go Evans because I go for a little bit more consistency overall, but I like Debo quite a bit as well. Yeah, I would just, you know, at the end of the day, go with the player that you have the higher conviction in. All right, first round, we got JT, CMC, Eckler, Najee, King Henry, JJ, Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, DeAndre Swift, Kamara, Saquon, and Kelsey into the second. We've got Diggs off the board. And our boy Joe Fitness on the board at 2.2. All right, I'm going to get a sip of water and think about this next draft selection. I like the pick, man. I was like, if he does not go Adams here, there is no doubt in my mind I'm going Adams. All right, I'm going to start running back heavy tonight. All right, Jay Fitness, Saquon, Lenny, Kamara, Javonte, Jones. Your rank on these as my RB1 and Superflex after taking 2 QBs in rounds 1 through 2.5 PPR. I'm probably putting Kamara number 1. Like, obviously, I don't have a problem drafting Kamara. I've kind of talked about this all off season. If we get confirmation that, like, I'm just playing it like there's no suspension this year because that's what we're hearing, right? If we get, you know, some murkiness popping up, then maybe Kamara moves back on this list for me. But I put Kamara number 1, Saquon number 2. Probably Aaron Jones number 3. But I still really like waiting in later rounds and going after A.J. Dillon over Aaron Jones. That's why you guys have seen me not select Aaron Jones on a regular basis, but taking him every now and then, like tonight. But don't get me wrong, it's not a knock on Aaron Jones or his value or the fantasy production he's going to have. I just like targeting A.J. Dillon in later rounds over selecting Aaron Jones early. So, Kamara, Saquon, Aaron Jones. Then I'm probably going, I mean, Fournette, I've really liked this offseason. But I'm probably going Javonte at this moment because I'm having some serious concerns over Tampa Bay's backfield at the moment. So I'd probably go Kamara, Saquon, Jones, Javonte, and then Lenny. Yep. Vincent in the house was good, bro. How are you doing, man? What up, what up? All right, so I'm going to get a poll going here. Appreciate everyone being here tonight, man. Can we try and hit 20 likes on the stream or what? All right, I'm going to hold off on the poll. Sharma, thanks for the input. I was leaning towards Debo for the boomer bust. I'm in a 14-team PPR league. 11th pick, so hopefully I can pick him up in the second round. I mean, yeah, if you're drafting at 1.11 and you want Debo at 2.4, it's more than likely. Yeah, I mean, or more than very, very capable of doing so. All right, second round wraps up here. We got Diggs, Adams, Aaron Jones, Javonte, CeeDee Lamb, Debo, Nick Chubb, Fournette, my boy James Conner, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, Mark Andrews, our second tight end off the board, A.J. Brown, Ezekiel Elliott, and Chris takes us into the third round with Michael Pittman. J Fitness, I'm thinking Kyler and Lance, Saquon, T. Higgins, Pittman, A-Rob, Dylan in the 6 is my RB2, and then keep hammering wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Mooney, Bateman, etc. And maybe grabbing Ramondre Pierce for upside in rounds 9 through 10. I think that's fine. Obviously in Superflex, some of these rankings are going to be, and ADP is going to be a little bit pushed back, but don't be surprised if Pierce goes a little bit earlier than that. But overall, yeah. I mean, if you want to go a little bit light at running back, well, wait, you got, yeah. I mean, you're just going to have Saquon and Dylan. I mean, I don't hate it. A heavy receiver. Who's your tight end as well? Got to think about a tight end in there somewhere as well, unless you're just fading tight end. Pray, had my first varsity game. I forgot my shoulder pads. Bro, can't do it. Can't do that. I forgot my shoulder pads at team pictures once. It was embarrassing. Sign for president. What's up, John? What's good, bro? Catch fam. Can't wait to draft tomorrow. Let's go. Is it worth getting 3 running backs first 3 rounds in a 10-team league? Nah. In a 10-team, I don't know if you necessarily have to. I would probably throw a value receiver in there. You know, just go out and get a bona fide guy to give you some positional advantage. Not as important as an 8-team league, but in 10 teams, still relatively important. I mean, if you want to go heavy RB, I think it's fine. But you're just going to have to find and identify and, most importantly, be able to draft good value receivers throughout the whole draft. But I would go, personally, I'd probably go RB, receiver, RB. J-Fin is probably going to wait for tight end, grabbing Tanya and Hooper or Everett. Okay. I would just recommend getting 2 tight ends out of the draft just in case then. Spoke of the Cat was good, bro. Kamara looking so risky. Read article stating very likely he'll be suspended. It's all over the place, man. It really is. So that's why I got Jones behind him, right? Stephen Joe was good, bro. My wife Amber and I say hi. Hello, hello. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. What's up, Amber? Appreciate you guys being here. What up, what up? Stephen Joe, appreciate you, man. I really do. Seth, what even is the strat for a 14-team league? So, running back's going to dry up a little bit quicker at the end of the day. And wow, I really made it to 3.12 and may have an opportunity to draft A.J. Dillon. I really didn't think he would last that long. And now I can't pick him because I have Aaron Jones on my squad. But gosh, if I knew he would have been available, I probably wouldn't have drafted Aaron Jones. Seth, you're just going to have to find... I mean, I've played in 14 teams numerous times. They're not as intimidating as I feel like sometimes these mock drafts have put them out to be. I mean, a lot of people run 14-team mocks. I mean, very, very similar to a 12, but running backs is going to dry up a little bit earlier. You're going to have less quarterbacks to choose from. You're going to have less tight ends to choose from. And you're going to have to find value at receiver throughout the draft like any other draft. So, I mean, just a little bit less depth overall. So, usually what I've done in the past in my 14-team leagues is go a little bit running back heavy a little bit earlier and then just fill out at receivers that I like throughout the rest of the draft. Kind of fade quarterback and tight end and find good value quarterbacks and tight ends in later rounds. Over any worry on Kamara about being potentially suspended? Not until I hear something else, to be honest. Man, I really wanted Mike Williams at 4.3. I did not think he was going to go off the board there. I like the pick, man. Whew. All right, Scary Terry and Allen Robinson kick off the 4th round. Yeah, we'll go Metcalf. Why not? All right, let's see. Just one. Just dropped my phone, which supplies us with our tunes. So we need that. I just won draft tonight, J Fitness, unfortunately. Especially since we're doing a 14-teamer. My setup with my phone is all jacked up, but we'll survive. What do you think about doing a 0 RB strategy and then picking up some pass-catching running backs like Ramondre or Patty and Cheese for my starters? And a 14-teamer? No. I would definitely not. Because I'm not a giant fan of drafting Cordell Patterson this year. I'm way higher on Tyler Algier. Like, if you're going to go 0 running back in a 14-teamer, I would literally only draft rookie running backs. And I don't really recommend it because you're going to need depth down the stretch as well. So, like, if you filled out a squad in later rounds of, like, Tony Pollard, who I know is not a rookie, James Cook, Damian Pierce, and Tyler Algier, maybe threw in, like, Darrell Henderson and or Kenneth Gainwell. Like, do I like it? Not really, but I like it maybe more than... I mean, I don't dislike Ramondre at all. But, like, how confident are you going to be going in on a weekly basis with Ramondre and Patty and Cheese as your starters? I mean, the strategy can always work. 0 running back, 0 receiver, whatever it may be. It can always work, but you have to draft the right players. And it's hard to say who the right players are going to be, you know? So it could work, man. Don't get me wrong. And I just think Cordell Patterson's going to have a drop in production. I would go for some more of those rookie running backs, but also you're going to have some growing pains in terms of how much consistency they're going to have in terms of how many points they're going to put up on a weekly basis. So, listen, like I said, any 0 position strategy can work, but it's always risky. So I go for a little bit more consistency. Like, if you're going to go RB, then receiver, RB, receiver, like, try and even out your roster a little bit to start is what I would recommend. But do run a couple mocks, and I would recommend maybe trying to hop into one of our mocks, and so you're not getting like sometimes when you do some of these mocks through different platforms, you're seeing just, people are there for 3 rounds, they're there for 8 rounds. People are drafting, maybe you're drafting the inexperienced people. Maybe the auto picks are drafting defenses in the 7th round. I don't know. So I would recommend doing a good competitive mock and trying out, that strategy and seeing how you like your roster. And I would especially, your home league are better than I do, but like when we're drafting with our subscriber base, running back is very, almost overvalued. It's not, I don't think it's overvalued, but we just draft running back heavy. A lot of you guys do. So that would probably be a good representation. If you go 0 running back, who's really going to be available in those mid to late rounds? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, in 14 team, I would want to come out with at least 2 running backs a little bit earlier on. From experience too, I've played in a 14 team league for a while. All right, Andrea had Jones and Dillon last year. Yeah, you could run both of them. Don't get me wrong. Seth, I'm asking because I'm in my first 14-team league this year. Oh, okay, I got you. So, Did you draft with us tonight, Seth? Is this you? It is. I don't dislike this start. I mean, I will say, in a weird way, positional value goes a long ways in 14-team leagues, like similar to 8-team leagues, because in 8-team you're going up against stacked rosters on a weekly basis. 14, you can have some holes on a weekly basis, you know. But if you have a solidified QB, tight end, RB1, and 2 value receivers, it can go a long way. So I do like this start. We'll see how you finish out the running back room and everything, but I don't dislike the start, man. All right, so where do I want to go? Let me blurb on Michael Thomas. Dealing with hamstring issue. A little bit of a hamstring issue. Okay, I got to pick a player. All right, give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. Been watching Hard Knocks. Give me St. Brown as my flex. I'm joining an 18-team man league this year. Any tips? RBs are going to go fast. Yeah, I would just... I've played in a 20-man league. About... Gosh, how many years have we done? 20? Either 2 or 3 years. It's tough. 18 is going to be tough, man. So what I would do early before going into the draft, one of the best things you can do in a league that deep is start to identify wide receiver 3s that you have conviction in. But outside of that, wide receiver 3s on rosters who can become wide receiver 2s, who are almost handcuffs. Or, like I said, just productive wide receiver 3s. So like KJ Osborne, Tyler Boyd are 2 that come to mind for me. Van Jefferson, as long as he's healthy. Go out and identify those guys because they're going to be really valuable selections in later rounds. And in 18, I mean, like I said, I've been playing in 18, I played in a 20, and that is one of the main things I've noticed, or I noticed over time, is that wide receiver 3s hold a lot of value in leagues that are that deep. So I would go out and get running back, tight end, and quarterback early because those positions are just really going to dry up really, really quickly. But wide receiver, like I would still try to get a good wide receiver 1 a little bit earlier on, even if it's like in the 3rd round. Like I would really try to go RB receiver, QB, tight end. And it might be one of those things where maybe you go with another receiver running back in the 5th and hold off for tight end in the 6th. But really, receiver is where you're going to have the most depth, and you're going to be playing with some oddball receivers throughout the year as well. And the biggest tip outside of your draft is just waiver wire all year long. The waiver wire is I mean, such a huge part of fantasy in general, but outside of that, in deeper leagues, the waiver wire is very, very important, undoubtedly. I got you, Jay Fitness. Appreciate you being here tonight, man. Vincent, I decided to keep Mike Williams in the 9th instead of DK in the 5th, full PPR. What do you think? I mean, it's a good value, for sure. It's probably the better value of the two. I mean, DK, and that was in, I forgot how many teams he got there, but DK in a 14 team going at 4.3 tonight. I think overall you kept the better value. I mean, Mike Williams going a couple selections before him. So I don't hate that, man. You probably won't. If you want to target DK, you could probably get DK on your team this year. So I don't hate it. I think you took the better value for sure. Did I get A.J. Dillon at good value? I mean, we've kind of seen A.J. Dillon's ADP like all over the place. Like, he's a fan favorite here at the channel. He's one of my favorite players to target. There are a lot of mocks where A.J. Dillon is not going as early as he does in our mocks. But in a 14-teamer, I would say 4.6. And the way running back is favored in our mock drafts, I think you got him at a good value, sir. Let's see. Sounds good, Sharma. Yeah, I would definitely try and get some practice with some different strats, including 0 RB if you want to. Cinnabon, I have the same problem that you thought I had last night. Uh-oh. What problem is that? Would you guys trade Mike Williams, Darren Waller for CeeDee Lamb and Zach Ertz if you have Dak? So it depends on the rest of your roster, as J-Dubs is saying. Anytime you guys ask me trade questions, other receivers are Debo, Cook, Thielen, and Robert Woods. So you'd end up with Debo, Brandon Cooks, Thielen, Robert Woods, and CeeDee. You'd replace Waller with Ertz. I don't mind the tight end swap. I'm probably leaning Waller a little bit more, favoriting Waller a little bit more going into the year. Mike Williams bringing that nice boomer bust potential, though. Is Waller your only tight end? I mean, I don't, like in a regular redraft or dynasty format, I don't think that the stacking makes that big of a difference necessarily. It can help, can also hurt you, though. Like, I think it's definitely much more important in your like underdog and best ball drafts, you know. So it depends if Waller's your only tight end. Like, it just kind of depends because what type of style of that wide receiver do you want? Because you're going to be starting Debo, then Cooks, Thielen, and Woods are your flex. So CeeDee Lamb or Mike Williams is going to be wide receiver too. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to bring a little bit more consistency, maybe lower ceilings. I think Mike Williams will bring a lot more inconsistency, but much higher ceilings, you know. So kind of depends on, you know, what type of player you want at the wide receiver 2 position. And I think Debo's probably already bringing you that kind of a big ceiling. So I almost like if you can take the tight end out of the equation, so to speak, you know. If you could throw a different receiver running back in there and you don't have to swap Waller and Ertz necessarily. What's up, J-Dubs? Good to have you here, bro. Tell Steven his counter trades are bad. I will tell him. I will definitely tell him. Cinnabon John, you knew I was going to draft him? Oh, I did not, dude. I've been a little bit out of tune with the draft. I'm not going to lie. I've been reading the chat like crazy. Oh, Hurts? Who'd you have? Oh, you had Devonta. Well, dang it, you took my guy Goddard. I got to take a look at the draft, speaking of being out of tune. Where do I want to go with my next selection? I'm a little thin out here. Give me my RB3. Give me Dameon Pierce. Let's see here. Albert in the building. What's good, bro? Hello. John, I don't know if I'll be able to draft a team for the fantasy draft. What? What do you mean, Prey? What league are you in? Prey, if I have to kick you, I'm going to be pissed off, man. I need to know tonight. You have a deadline. You let me know in the next 3 minutes if I have to kick you or not. Yeah, we talked about Michael Thomas a little bit, man. Doesn't surprise me. Oh, I'm on the clock. I'll go another receiver here. Give me Tyler Boyd. Let me check for you, Prey. I'm in Catch Fam 3. You guys, if you don't know your draft day, like, come on, man. How much more preparation could I give you guys? Let's see here. You're drafting Tuesday, August 23rd at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday's fine, then we're good. I hate you, Prey. I feel like you did that on purpose, just to upset me. Alright, Prey. We'll let it slide. I know you have school in like 2 days. It's okay. It's okay. Guys, if you guys are in the Catch Fam tournament this year, if you guys are drafting this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, go on Discord right now and look at what time you're drafting. Because I want you guys to be in this thing. I really do. All right. 7th round, we got Garrett Wilson, Patty and Cheese, Christian Kirk, Kareem Hunt, Zach Ertz, Tony Pollard, Gooder, Knox, Singletary, Lockett, Gallup, Pierce, Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Harris. Into the 8th, we got Brady, Lance, Tyler Boyd, Prescott, James Cook, Traylon Burks, James Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Melvin Gordon, Chase Edmonds, running back, just getting absolutely ate up. Garrett Wilson moving up a little bit in ADP. Shown out in preseason a little bit. Christian Kirk as well. Productive preseason. Didn't know because I have a away game 3 hours away on Friday. Yeah, you're good, bro. You're not drafting on Friday. It's all good. League 1 will be drafting Friday. I want you in there, bro. That's all it is. I need a sip of water, man. All right, so Kadarius Toney and George Pickens are off the board. Seth on the clock here at 8.13. And then Chris will wrap up the 8th and take us into the 9th round. Uh-oh. What is that auto pick? It gives Seth Matthew Stafford when he already has Lamar. You gotta get that HTO in, Joseph. You know it, bro. All right, Albert O is off the board. I had a poll I wanted to run tonight. Oh, I remember it now. So did you guys watch any preseason action? Anything stand out to you guys today? Or yesterday, for that matter? Oh my gosh, I'm struggling to type right now. Really badly. Really badly. Boom. Are you drafting the Eagles running back this year? Seth must have had a tight end and a QB queued up. the double QB, double tight end team. All right, into the 9th round. We got Sky Moore, Pat F, and Algier off the board. Jay Fitness says I'm drafting Hurts, Eagles RB1. I'm with that, man. I like that call. Kenneth Gainwell. I mean, I do like Gainwell. I like Boston Scott, too. And Miles Sanders to some degree. Listen, I mean, it's similar to, like, the Bills' backfield. Like, there's going to be 3 running backs. But I still like James Cook. I'll go out and I'll draft James Cook. You know? So if there's an Eagles running back you want to draft in a later round, I'm fine with it. I think Gainwell is probably the best bet. His ADP hasn't, like, skyrocketed necessarily. But it's going to be a committee backfield at the end of the day. Oh, Thornton has a broken collarbone. Yeah, I did see that he got injured. I took him in, what, 1 or 2, maybe 3 underdog drafts. Likely out around 8 weeks. Okay, well, that's a bummer. You know, I had some of those, I had some Mac Jones late round stacks. So, oh well, what are we going to do? We'll take him the second half of the season, right? All right, 9th round continues with Algier, Alexander Madison, Michael Carter, MVS, TDP, Christian Watson, and Gesicki gone. Now Claypool's off the board. I got to think about where I'm going. That'll help you with Bourne. That's a good point. All right, give me Hendo here. Give me Hendy and cheese. Boston Scott did look good today. But that's the thing, man. It's going to be a committee backfield. They're going to run the football a lot like they did last year. But it's still going to be a committee backfield at the end of the day. Scott's looked good. Gainwell's looked good. We haven't seen a lot of Miles Sanders because he's always got an injury bug. But doesn't take away from the fact that he looked good. Sure. All right, give me my tight end. Give me Hunter Henry. I like the way this team has turned out. Deontay Johnson, Metcalf, St. Brown, Boyd. Full PPR, I would like this team. Half PPR standard, I'd be a little nervous. But Kamara, Jones, Pierce, Hendo, Jalen Hurts, and Hunter Henry. Yeah. Miles Sanders is always hurt. It's a true statement. So looking at the poll, only 11 votes, but 91% is a no. 9% is a yes. Like Gainwell at the end of the draft, sure. Did score today. Boston Scott scored as well. Wait, was that yesterday? Or is that today? Jalen Hurts going to run a little bit, but I don't think it takes away too much. But he's a scramble quarterback. What should I buy on Amazon to get free shipping? Any ideas? Depends what you need, bro. Depends what you need at the moment. Gainwell will be the pass catching back. I mean, that's a fair assumption. Sure. All right, Rondale Moore in the 10th. I like that value. J-Mo's gone. Jarvis Landry. Aaron Rodgers is gone. See, part of me in like these 14-team mocks, well, I like having a quarterback with upside. You know, if I fade QB here, I can still land Derek Carr in the 10th, or Derek Carr in the 9th, or Aaron Rodgers in the 9th or 10th. Like Chris loading up at receiver, running back, gets his tight end, and then gets Carr in the 10th. I have a problem with that, man. All right, into the 11th we go. Justin Tucker's up the board. Yeah, that auto pick is being a little strange tonight. A little strange. Either he had a queue in place. No, I think it's just, I don't know what it's doing. But hey, it's good to have those random picks in there. Chris got all the rookie receivers. Olave, Wilson, Moore, and Dotson. I mean, you look at the pattern in the last couple of years. There's going to be a rookie receiver or two that ball. So behind Pittman and Cooper, got some consistency there. Moore and Pittman. I'm not as big on Cooper. Rather see like Pittman and Mooney or Pittman and Renfro. All right, so Cousins goes in the 11th round. See, once again, Chase, get your tight end early. Running backs are Eckler, Etienne, Penny, and Algier. Load up at receiver, Judy, Mooney, Kirk, Pickens, Gage, and then land Cousins. See, like in 14-team leagues, I don't mind fading quarterback at all. Do you like Brian Robinson? Sure. Like, I'll take a shot on him if his ADP doesn't skyrocket too much higher. But ultimately, like, if it's looking like a committee backfield, like, unless Gibson just falls to me a good value or Robinson is there at good value, I'm not going to necessarily target those players. Like, Gibson at 6.11 in a 14-team league is a good value. Robinson at 10.4 is not bad value either. McKissick at 10.7, like, it's just expect disappointment at the end of the day. And Mr. Sarcastic, for whatever reason, taking Kendrick Bourne, I just want to let you know that this is not cool at all. Because you know I love Kendrick Bourne. How many more spots do we have? I'm just joking. It's a good pick, bro. So I probably just want to go with the receiver. Maybe. Do I need another tight end? The Dubes is gone. The Dubes is still floating around. Give me Kenny Golladay here. Give me Kenny Golladay. I could go receiver or running back to finish this thing out. I don't know how I really feel about these running backs, though. I mean, it's Khalil White, Darrell Williams or Zamir White for me. Did I say Khalil White or Khalil Herbert? I meant to say Khalil Herbert, but those are the 3 running backs I would choose from. But receiver just looks a little bit more interesting. Give me Alec Pierce. I'll go in the season with 4 running backs. Why not? I like this team. I thought we got pretty good value on the squad tonight. All right, had my draft yesterday. My squad is Dak, Debo, Mike Williams, C-Mac, Kamara, Waller, Thielen. Tennessee's defense, Matt Prater, benches Cooks, Ramondre, Bobby Trees, Patterson, Hunt, and Olave. It's a good squad. How many teams? Got Dak at QB, Debo, Mike Williams, C-Mac, Kamara, Waller, Thielen. Can also flex Cooks, Wood, Stevenson, Peterson, Hunt, or Olave. I like this team. Big ceiling with Mike Williams, Debo, and C-Mac. Yeah, I like this squad, man. How many teams? I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a good squad regardless. But the more teams that there are, the better this team is. Thoughts on my draft here in the 13th spot. First time doing a 14-teamer in a minute. Okay, so we got Trey Lance at QB, Irv Smith at tight end, a little bit of a fade at tight end. Late round value and Lance at QB. Barkley, Ramondre, Hines, Gainwell just a little thin at running back. I mean, receiver depth is very deep here. Devontae, Mike Williams, Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, Elijah Moore, and Devonta Parker. I would probably X one of these receivers. Probably for me, it's Michael Thomas, and I would have gone with literally any running back, whoever you have the most conviction in. CH, Penny, Gibson, Hunt, Pollard, Patty and Cheese, Damon Pierce, Ramondre Stevenson, just somebody. Because Hines is really just a handcuff for me. Like, he's going to have 2 games, 3 games where he shows you that PPR value. But I don't think we're going to see a ton of value out of Hines this year. And really, when you look at what he did last year, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's perfectly capable of it. But I mean, he had week 1 against Seattle, week 3 against Tennessee, week 9 against the Jets. And week 9, JT was going absolutely crazy, so he got more playing time. And the Jets and Seattle were 2 of the worst teams against the run last year. Tennessee, I don't remember where they were, but they probably weren't that great. But no, their front 7 was pretty good. Their secondary was pretty bad. But regardless. So when you look at the rest of the stats, like, I'm not crazy about Hines. Then Gainwell, you're in a committee backfield. So outside of that, the team looks good. I mean, it's not that I don't like Irv Smith. Like, I think the potential's there, but I'd be a little bit shaky on just having Irv Smith on your roster as well. So, I would probably have X'd Michael Thomas and gone with another running back. And then maybe over Hines, go with a different tight end, whether it's Cole Kmet or Hunter Henry. And then I would probably continue to fade receiver and go with just a dart throw at running back in the 11th, even if it's Khalil Herbert or Zamir White or someone like that. And then in the 12th, I think you can find better value at receiver there. All right, I'm on the board, aren't I? Give me the Saints. Let's go. But I think it's a decent squad overall. I would just be, I mean, you know, truthfully, if you were going into the season with just Barkley and Ramondre and then Hines and Gainwell at the bench, you'd probably be a little bit queasy. But, and the thing is, you already have so much value at receiver that I don't think, you know, Michael Thomas with some question marks, right? I don't think he's necessary on this squad. If you have Adams, Williams, Robinson, Elijah Moore, like, you've got 4 starting receivers, you know? All right, let's see. Just give me Nick Folk. Yeah, I like tonight's squad. But for the first time doing a 14-teamer in a while, I think it's a good squad. Recovery says it's a 10-team league. Yeah, it's a good little team you got there, bro. I'd feel pretty good about that. I don't know that you necessarily need to do a trade for the Dak and CD stack necessarily. So I think you're in a good spot. Andrea, have a great night. We appreciate you. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. This is the second time I've ever done double tight end. I don't know why. Goddard and Kmet. I mean, you've got decent depth at receiver if Osborne steps up and JMO shows up down the stretch, depending on when Godwin comes back. Probably hurts you more at running back. But, like, how much value is there really at running back in a 14-team mock in the 11th? I wanted the Bassman, but my thing glitched and won't let me draft, so started spamming and gave me Carlson. I probably like Carlson a hair more. I got you, J Fitness, 100%, man. All right, what we got here? You guys are already coming in here asking for reviews. So, Derek, we got Prescott and Schultz. I like you got your home team going on here. DeAndre Swift, Javonte, Eli Mitchell, Robinson. I'm okay with 4 running backs. Can live with that. Hollywood Brown, Gabe Davis, Michael Gallup, Julio, the Dubes, and Palmer. Cowboys defense and the Chargers kicker. Okay, I like it. So I like the quarterback, tight end. I think you're fine there. I think you're fine in quarterback and tight end rooms. I think running back's fine. I worry about receiver just slightly because you're kind of looking at wide receiver 2s and 3s more than likely. Like Hollywood Brown, obviously the first 6 weeks going to be wide receiver 1, but then when D-Hop comes back, his ceiling is capped. Gabe Davis going to probably have some explosive weeks, but his ceiling is still capped with Stephon Diggs hanging around and maybe even Dawson Knox to some degree. Michael Gallup, I mean, he's still not healthy, right? Took a big step forward, but once again, his ceiling is capped with CeeDee Lamb there. Julio, I mean, you know the situation Julio's in. The Dubes is a great pick, great value in the 11th, and Palmer is fine in the 12th, but obviously both those guys have some uncertainty in terms of their target share as well. So, don't get me wrong, like in a 14-team mock, it's okay to go for wide receiver 2s on squads, but I just think like if you had for sure wide receiver 1, and don't get me wrong, Hollywood Brown will be one the first 6 weeks, but just down the stretch, some of that target share is going to be 8 up, you know. So that'd be my only note. I think the rest of the team looks really good, though, and I think that this team could certainly work, but that would be my only concern if I had to put one. All right, Cinnabon, what we got, bro? Kyler, Goodert, and Komet, your little double tight end squad. Mixon, Fournette, Walker, and TDP. Waddle, Godwin, Devonta, J-Mo, Osborne, the Chargers defense, and Robbie Gold. Excuse me. Hey, shout out to the Recovery for hitting that subscribe button. We appreciate that, bro. Appreciate the support, man. So I think you're, in terms of quarterback, you're fine. Tight end's completely fine. Goddard and Komet is nice. Komet was a good value in the 11th. I was kind of surprised that he floated around that long. Receivers fine with Waddle, Godwin, Smith, J-Mo, and Osborne are good values where he got them. Obviously, when Godwin's back and healthy, the receiver room looks a little bit better overall. Mixon and Fournette, I mean, a great RB1, RB2 situation. Then he kind of faded running back, and he went out and he got to... I mean, TDP's been one of your guys, so I'm not going to knock it. Then Walker's a fine handcuff. So, obviously, this team is relying on receiver and even maybe some tight end upside and quarterback upside. Chargers defense, Robbie Gold. I think this team could work. Yeah, I think it's fine. Pray, what we got, my dude? Gesicki and Tua. Whoo. A little Dolphin stack. Okay. Breece Hall, AJ Dillon, Singletary, Mack, and our boy Williams in the draft. So, you got some cap ceilings here. Like, Hall's probably going to be the primary back as the season goes on, but Michael Carter's still floating around for the Jets. AJ Dillon, I love AJ Dillon, but I like him. If he's going to be an RB2, I really want like a bona fide RB1 in front of him. And some people, there are plenty of fantasy managers out there and people in the community who would put Breece Hall in that category. So I think it might take a couple weeks, similar to kind of like how Javonte Williams played last year. So I don't hate the running back room because you've got a lot of upside at receiver, man. Like I think that could carry some of the issue maybe in terms of how many points you're going to see at the running back position. So Kupp and Debo is great, right? The Thielen, Ayuk, and Burks. I mean, I love the receiver room. Really good receiver room. Now, quarterback and tight end, like, you know, if you're going to fade the positions and go for a Dolphin stack and the Dolphins ball out this year, then you're going to look really smart. I guess we did get reports that Gesicki's going to be a little bit to play less as a receiver. I mean, this obviously he's going to play less as a receiver. Like, I'm not too worried about this. Like, we all knew that Tyreek Hill is on this team now. So it's going to affect things, right? And Sid Wilson's there as well. So it doesn't bother me too much. I still think Gesicki is going to have a fine year, but his ceiling has been a little bit capped, right, with the additions of Tyreek Hill and Sid Wilson in the offense, and even Chase Edmonds as a pass catching back. So, anyways, if you got the conviction in the Dolphins offense, I say go for it. So, listen, I love Jamal Williams, and he's a fan favorite, but all I worry about is last year when Swift was hurt, like, we didn't see one running back. We saw, like, 5 different running backs used, including my boy Craig Reynolds. But you had a couple. I mean, remember Jamar Jefferson was, like, one of the hottest waiver ads. I cannot pronounce this guy's last name, but he was a hot waiver ad as well. I mean, you just saw a lot of running backs utilized. So, I mean, in the 14th round, am I worried about it? No. Like, who else are you going to take there, the running back position? I don't know. Marlon Mack could win the starting running back position, but just based off of skill and what we've seen him do, 2019, right? But I'm a Dameon Pierce truther, so I mean, if anything happens to Pierce, I think Mack's the guy. So I kind of look at that as a handcuff. But really, Mack in the 10th, Jamal in the 14th, not bad values, but how much does it really immediately help your running back room? I'm not sure. Singletary in the 7th is fine, but anyways. The Dolphins ball out this year. It's a good team. Running back, you'd probably be playing the waivers. Receiving room looks great. So, good job, Prey. All right, Chase. Kirk Cousins in the 11th is great. I mean, you may have got the best. I don't know. Rodgers in the 10th and Carr in the 10th is pretty good in terms of value. Cousins in the 11th. Like, these are the 3 best values of the draft, probably. It makes me wish I kind of faded QB as much as I love Jalen Hurts. Mark Andrews at tight end. You're fine there, Chase. Eckler, Etienne, Penny, Algier, Herbert. Great value at running back. Receiver, you got Judy, Mooney, Kirk, Pickens, Gage. I think you hit really good value on receiver throughout this draft. You got some cap ceilings, right? But Mooney and Kirk, really good value. Full PPR. I think this team would work just fine. Matt Gay, the Broncos defense. Yeah, I think you just hit in every round, man. Like, do you have a ton of upside on this team? Well, maybe you could argue with Eckler, Andrews, and Etienne. That's probably, and maybe even Judy, right? New quarterback. So there's some good upside in the first 4 rounds, but like the 5th through the 12th round, do you have a ton of upside? Maybe not, but I think you got really good value players and players who are going to bring some nice consistency. I like this roster a lot, man. I think it's a good squad. All right, let's see here. Godfather says good draft, 100%, man. That's what we do here. Recovery, of course, man. Cinnabon, Mr. Casca says Cinnabon. I love all the reaches. Hey, go out and get your guys, man. That's what it's all about. Cinnabon, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for the draft, John. Excited for tomorrow night. Let's go, man. Yeah, don't have to have any auction fights with you tomorrow, man. Have a great night, bro. Derek, you're right. Wide receiver is weak. I just think you have cap ceilings. I don't know if I call it weak, but there's going to be some frustrating weeks is what I would say. Max is so slow now. He sucks. He was good before injury. Yeah, I think it's Pierce all day long. You know, it's been a while since we've seen Mac at that level, right? But I guess the argument is there, right? Kamara and Jones, such a good start. Devin says he probably won this draft. I like this team. Kamara, Jones, Pierce, Hendo. I'll go into the season with 4 running backs and play the waiver, especially because I believe in those guys. And I think it was just good value where we landed, especially Pierce and Hendo, right? Like, I kind of reached for Pierce, but I thought he was the best available running back. It was either Pierce or Cook, but after that preseason game, I'm kind of fading James Cook unless he falls at the right value. As much as I just had that feeling about Cook. You know, I do like Cook, but I thought Hendo was great in the 9th, and Deontay, Metcalf, St. Brown, Boyd. I was kind of just picking best available receivers, and I think Galladay and Alec Pierce, they were honestly the best available players in my mind. So I faded tight end. I'm happy with Hunter Henry. Could have gone Cole Kmet. I just felt like going into the 6th, if Hurts or Burrow were there, I didn't want to pass them up. So I went with Hurts for some rushing upside. Saints defense and Nick Folk. I really like this team. I would be happy with this team in a 14-team league, 100%. Are we sure Isaiah Likely isn't the number one? Which team is that for? Why do I not know who Isaiah Likely is? What's up, BOP? I think Cook will be great when the Bills are losing and passing to catch back up. That's part of the reason why I like Cook, is because I think he has a pass catching upside. I feel like he's got a little bit of Alvin Kamara in him too, you know? I don't know. I think as the season goes on, as you have some of those contested games, I think you're right. I think he just, also at his ADP, he just holds the most overall value, you know? In terms of Singletary, it's like he'll probably be utilized, but he really didn't show his fantasy value until the end of the season. And then I've talked about Zach Moss a couple times. I've taken him at the end of some underdog drafts. I'm like, he might get utilized at some point. He had a nice start to the season, then just completely fell off. So, I mean, the way that game looked, it looks like they're going to run a committee backfield. So, we'll see, man. All right, boys and girls, we'll go ahead and wind down the stream. I need to film a 6-team mock draft. So I think I'm going to send out an invite on the Discord channel. And if you guys want to hop in, you can. It's only going to take like 10 minutes. But I had a request for a 10-teamer. Or excuse me, for a 6-teamer at 1.1. So I'm going to get it worked out. Or at least on the schedule. But yeah, I might throw that out on Discord. Dude just dropped 100 yards in the first half tonight. If you want to be an expert, you got to know this. Yeah, I've never called myself an expert, but so yeah, he played. Oh, he's on the Ravens. He's a tight end. And 100 yards. It's listing him as a tight end. I mean, he's not going to jump in front of Mark Andrews, but could he be easily utilized with an offense? Sure. I mean, they need pass catchers, right? Yeah, we'll see, man. It's a good call out. Yeah, the game I got was Giants and Bengals, and I watched most of it. But I didn't get to with a lot of these preseason games with how the networking's changing and all the blackouts. I'm having to look at highlights basically. Vincent, we'll see you soon, bro. Especially when you're wearing a Ravens jersey. Fair enough, man. Yep, come at me. Go for it. But, all right, guys. I will go ahead and wind things down for the night. And tomorrow night, we've got our first catch league tournament draft. 23 hours. Can you believe it? It's going to be a good time, man. Then Tuesday and Wednesday night, we've got our next drafts. Thursday, we'll have a 12-team mock, and Friday, we will have our last draft for the tournament. So tomorrow night, we've got Senior Cinnabon, Emil, Summer for President, Slay, Lil Bunny Hop Talks, John Edwards, Jay Speezy, Chase Brown, Aiden. Shout out to my brother Joey, and Mr. Sarcastic. It's going to be a great draft, man. It's going to be a competitive draft. All these drafts are going to be super competitive. So 11 p.m. Eastern time. Be there or you won't be able to draft your team. Well, you'll just get auto picks. So, all right, guys. Y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel, check out all the links in the description down below. Be sure to join our Discord if you guys want to join future mock drafts. And that'll do it for the stream. Julian JY3. That's Joseph Fitness, right? Derek, Sleeper, Prey, Mr. Sarcastic, Senior Cinnabon, Devin, Emil, Godfather, Chase, Seth, Chris. Thank you guys so much for drafting tonight, man. BOP, Vincent, Devin, Derek, Senior Cinnabon, Mr. Sarcastic, Recovery, Godfather, Chase, Prey, J Fitness, Andrea. Who else was in the chat tonight? J Dubs, Sharma, Day Day. Simon for President, Sam, John Does Fantasy, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Everyone else who stopped by, everyone else who hopped in live chat. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, man. Appreciate all you guys. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Can't wait to watch you guys draft tomorrow. Gonna be a blast. Looking forward to it, man. And that'll do it, man. Hit that like button. Talk to you guys tomorrow. And with that, I got nothing else to say. But thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you guys saw it here on the Catch. And peace.